Hey there, thank you so much for tuning into our podcast. But before I take you to your show, I have a very small request to make. Do check out the other episodes that we have created so far. And as you know, we are available on all major music and podcast streaming apps across the world. So, whichever podcasting platform you're listening to, do hit the follow button and leave us a rating, as that will help us improve our content and reach a wider audience. And with that, welcome to the show. What is up, people of the world? Welcome back to another episode of Say That Again, Mate. And today, I must tell you, it's gonna be a very, very, very special episode for both me and Priya because we have got an amazing guest. She's a brilliant human being, an excellent athlete, and I don't know what. You'll just get to know about it through the podcast. But before that, let me introduce to my co-host. Priya, say hello to the
Hello,
world.
everybody. Hello. So, peeps, we are gonna introduce you to this new friend of KG Bhaiya, who is also uh, a sports person, and we'll get to know more about Maria.
Yeah. So, Maria, welcome to the show. But
Woohoo.
before I,
Hi. Yeah. Can I say already hello or I need to say silence? I need to feel silence.
no, it's a great thing for us to have you on the podcast, and so nice of you to accept the invitation to join us.
No, thank
Uh,
you so much for considering me, Katie and Priya.
no. So, but before we dig deep into it, see, if I would have been a good host, and a good anchor, I would have given good introduction about you, but I'll do it right now. Just hold on. So, everybody, hold tight. So, Maria is one of the finest athletes that I've met in my life. When I say I mean it. And she's on the top notch in Mexico. And what I can say, I mean, when I'm saying this, I'm saying it with some weight because she's a national champion in a category called Heptathlon, and which we'll come to in some time. And I mean, what a beast you are! You train like 8-10 hours a day, and
Eh,
it's just crazy.
mhm.
Just looking at you and thinking about. So I started going gym recently. Earlier, I was just doing running. And whole day, the entire day, my body is sore. Obviously, because it's very new for me and all of those things. But this lady trains like 8 hours a day. Oh my God. And then she does the studies. She does every other thing that any other student or a professional would be doing. And still she's managing to bag medals, and that too at national level. So Maria,
Wow.
would you like to say hello to the very few people who
Yes.
listen to us?
Hi, everyone. And then once again, thank you very much, Katie and Priya, for inviting me to this podcast. And I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm here to
Yes.
answer all things you want to know. And yeah, you're right. I'm actually an heptathlon athlete. Um, and well, I don't know what would you like to hear or to listen or I'm here.
No, that's so great. But just for our listeners who are not very much into athletics and track and field, would you like to explain it to
Mhm.
them what's a heptathlon is and what is this?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so Heptathlon, it's an event which has 7 events. It has a javelin throw, a shot put. It's 100 with hurdles. Another one is the 200. Another one it's the 800. And in the jump events, we have a high jump and a long jump. So this heptathlon is divided in 2 days, where you have to compete the first 4 events in the first day, and the other 3 events you have to compete them in the third in the second day. So we actually compete by points. It's not for, I mean, each event you compete by the high or the time you do the
Mhm.
career or the jump or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But actually, heptathlon you measured by points. So it's really fun because you have like all kind of different events, and I don't know, it's a really fun event. If someone
I
wants to try it, I really recommend it.
well, talking about
Of course.
trying, I could just hear Priya sweating already. The moment you said that
Yes.
there are seven different events and seven different sporting categories in that. So Priya, did you try any of them so far?
No. Also, Maria, I have a question to ask. Are you gonna take this as a career, like sportsman, in getting involved in sports? Because you have been training for 8 hours a day, so and you're studying also. So, is
Yeah,
this a
that's
serious option? No, for
sorry,
okay,
the got lost.
No, no. So I'll
okay.
I'll just reiterate. Priya was trying to ask if you are willing to take this as a career option going forward because you're also studying and as well training for very passionately for all these sports. So what do you think? What's your plan going forward?
Ah, okay. Sorry, Priya. It's just like my, I don't know
Maybe.
why my the sound is a little bit confused, but yeah, okay. So I see my training, my track and field training, like a very important hobby. I
Yeah,
mean, I give like 9 hours of my day to this hobby. I really put really much effort, time, frustration, and even money. For example, for my physiotherapist, my nutritionist, my all the people that also help me to do this this travel,
correct.
this trip,
Journey.
Correct.
this
Yeah,
sport trip. But I'm actually studying architecture, and it's another thing that I really love. And I don't know, I think that, for example, this sport that I do, it's also the magic of this sport. It's like I keep uh, looking at it as a hobby. So when I finish, I don't know, like studying and working and all the stuff that I do apart my sport, it's like, oh my god, it's time for training. Yeah, let's do it and let's go for more and more and more. So uh, I'm I'm working really hard for getting to my limits and get to become another once again, for example, a national champion. And if it could happen, I would love it to get maybe to Olympics. But I think that I don't consider it to train it as, I mean, yeah, I'm training it like I wouldn't say professionally, but because professionally, I don't know if you understand me. This relation of seeing like a hobby, because it's like
yeah,
not a distraction, but it's like the time different for my studies and my work. It's like it's time to train, but it's not like a work or a career. It's like,
of
I
course.
don't
You
know, a
enjoy
thing that I
you
do
enjoy
because
doing
I
that.
really love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So
So
good to hear.
I'm just so flattered with this because you're never tired. You No matter what hours of sleep have you got, how long have you spent time in your universities and doing the assignments, but whenever it's time for training, you make it on time. May it be 6 a.m. in the morning. I remember I've trained with you at 6 in the morning, whether it was winters like anything, and it was 1 degree temperature at that day while we reached the training ground. Oh my goodness. I was like, I'm gonna need some more layers while I'm training. But this lady, she was like a beast, like I told you during the start of the podcast. Like amazing, amazing
I'm
dedication.
actually I mean, sometimes I'm really tired, but because it's something that I really love and I really enjoy. And even when some days you have like no, like you don't want to do anything and you just want to stay at your bed and sleep and watch movies, I'm like really disciplined, and I don't know. I sometimes I even feel bad when I don't go to train, and that it's like once for a work. Okay, maybe two for a year,
Yeah.
but I don't know. It's like when it's time to train, it's time to train, and there's no other thing I can do. So
Hey, come on, that much liberty you can take. You are a national bronze medalist. Goddamn, Priya, Maria, you can of course like take 2 days off every month. What are you saying?
yeah, of course. And actually, for example, right now I'm on vacation and I'm really enjoying my vacations because the
I
season
bet.
starts in August. But yeah, it's something that I really enjoy. So it's not
Maria,
like I suffer. Uh,
vacation right now. You're
sorry,
on
what?
a vacation right now, Maria.
Sorry, I lost the sound again. Could you repeat it?
Okay, I was saying you are on your vacation right now. Where are you exactly?
That I'm on my vacation and what?
No, I was asking, are you on your vacation right now?
Ah, yeah. I after this competition season, we have like
Okay.
2 to 3 weeks of vacation. That is not actually vacation because we're still training, but it's just like
Mm.
running a few kilometers or something like that because we cannot stop at all. I mean, you can stop. Yeah, you can stop at all because when you come back, you can be able to injure or something like that. So it's like a vacation, but no vacations. But yes, vacations because you don't train 9 hours a day. It's only like 40 minutes a day. So yeah, it's vacations.
That's great. That's great, Maria. So quickly, I want to touch upon this topic. Like, where is it all coming from? How did you start training at the first place? Like, at what age did you actually think like, okay, track and field is gonna be my sport going forward, and I'm gonna be a competitor in this or professionally pursue this going forward? Where did it all originate?
Okay, Okay, so before track and field, I was a dancer, a folkloric dancer. But even when I was a dancer, my grandpa sometimes invited me to run some careers. It was it was like sometimes 100 careers. But I actually liked them, but it was not in that moment. It wasn't like, oh, I want to run. I just wanted to dance. So when I was 15, my father, we were just walking around the park 2000. It's where we train, and he asked me, "Hey Maria, would you like to see what's inside?" And I was okay. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We entered to the park and we get to the track where
Mhm.
there was a lot of teams, and I was like, "Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a lot of people training here. What are they doing? Why did they just run and do so many laps and they don't get tired?" And my dad, so I said, my dad, Dad, I want to try this. Can I try this? So we entered to the track and we asked a coach what would I need to enter to the team. And he just said, come tomorrow and check if you like it. And I go to the next day and I loved it. But actually, at the beginning, with this coach, that was the right now I'm on a Osima team where KG also trains,
Yeah.
Mm.
and the first coach of this team was no yeah was Carlos Diaz. He went to United States and led the team to Uriel Fabian, that is the coach that we have right now. So when I was with Carlos Diaz, I wasn't actually training for like competition. I was only like running and like having practicing a little bit of technique. But when I really started competing was when Uri get to the team as a coach.
Yeah.
And that's like 6 years ago when I really start preparing for 400 meters with hurdles. That it's when I started like giving the punch to get to the nationals and all that stuff.
I mean,
So yeah, that's the
just
beginning.
to add to what Maria said, our coach at the Uzima team, Uriel Fabian, he's a taskmaster. He won't let you go until you are done what you're asked to do. He's a
Yep.
taskmaster, and he'll ensure that you are doing it well and you are improving it with time. So, big shout out to Uri if he's listening to this podcast. But anyway, so 6 years back, you started training when Uri took over the team. And
Okay. Can I add one thing to what you've just said
sure,
about Uri? That he's a really tough coach. I remember you training one day when I don't remember if you were doing a repetition of 1,000 meters, but I remember that you were like dying, and Uri was just like finish your meters and all that stuff, and Keiji was really dying and he's running. But
I
yeah,
know,
I just
I
wanted
know.
to add that.
There have been so many such instances, when I'm already dead, and Uri says 2 more laps, KG. I'm like, you want some blood on the track? What is that? So, I mean, yeah, hats off to that amazing person and very good, caring brother, Uri, that we have. So, yeah,
Yeah.
Maria, coming
He,
back to you. So, you said that 6 years ago you started training when Uri took over the team. And since then, you have been
I don't even
participating.
remember if it's 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, since then, you have been trying to compete in the national events. All right.
Yeah. For example, when the first time when I competed in 400 meters was in the 1817. Where I classified to the nationals actually because I was seed. I don't know how to say it in English. I think it's just seed
Okay.
that because Querétaro was the sede of the competition. So because it was in Querétaro, the person who in the statal stage get to the first place, it has like a direct path to the national. So that was my first time in the national. And the next year, I didn't get to nationals. I only get to the regional. But
Hmm.
in the 2019, I classified to the national championship sub 20. Yeah, sub 20, sub 20. I mean, sub 20, and then it was a COVID. So the last time I classified was in 2021, and now this one to 2022.
And what a
Yep.
wonderful year this has been for you. National champion, bronze medalist. Oh my God, Maria.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
can we?
actually, it's my first national medal.
Wow. So let's in the evening, I'm gonna get your autograph before you become an
Hmm.
Olympic medalist. So
Yes, you should
It will cost you
be
really,
with
really
something.
expensive.
yeah, yeah. Priya, you were saying something.
No, I was just saying Maria will recognize us. Oh, oh, I know KG and Priya. I know them by their name. I've talked to them. And we have a
Uh,
proof, Maria, that you talk to us by this podcast.
Maria would be
Yeah,
saying, "Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
know
ask
those
you also
guys."
for your
Uh,
autograph.
Maria would be like, "I know those guys. They run some stupid podcast or something. Look at them."
Huh. I was on my vacation and they trapped me in this 30, 40 minutes talk.
Oh God, pathetic. These guys are ridiculous. Oh my
uh,
God. No, 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 Maria.
okay.
This has been. I mean, Priya. I have personally seen her train, and
Yes.
it's just so inspiring. So inspiring that no matter how tired you are, if you are working or working out with Maria, you are gonna push your limits, and that's all about track and field. You are out of your breath within the first 100 meters, but who knows? You have to train for another 2 hours. So it's just the it's just the endurance and the motivation that you get by just looking at people. With just motivation at looking at people brought me to this question: what is this in Mexico, where I see so many young people, like young kids, hardly 5 years, 7 years old, and they're training at that age. What is this? I mean, what culture is this where this thing is encouraged to a very large extent in Mexico? And that is what, I mean, these guys go ahead and become great athletes.
Actually, here in Mexico, it's really sad because, for example, if you right now in Oregon are happening the World Championship,
Hmm.
and Mexico has a really few participation. And I think that's really sad because Mexico have a lot of talent. The problem is that we don't have the support from the government or for for any social or private organization,
Yeah.
because they mostly help the people that have already give the results. I mean, if you want results, you have to help the athletes from the beginning, not when they have already give you the results. That's a really sad situation because, for example, I don't know, here in Querétaro, only the person who has already given national medals to Querétaro can use the gym of the track. That's really sad because where do you get all the people that are starting to become also a national medalist?
Yeah.
So I think that's a really sad thing that Mexico have, because they don't have the support for the people that are starting. So how would they get these results they are waiting for if they don't see the help that we need from the beginning? But yeah, what
I
was the
get it.
question?
No, no. So my question was that how, I mean, this has been encouraged to young guys and girls, boys and girls, to start training at a very young age, because we see that in the stadium where we train, that
Yeah.
very, very little boys and girls, they come and they train like in every possible, what do you call, sport. They train for high jump, they train for long jump, they train for like sprints and 100, 200 meters and hurdles and everything. So what my perception is that, coming from India, we don't see track and field encouraged at that level, especially because cricket being one of our major sport, and everyone inclined towards playing cricket and playing football to some extent, soccer as you call it here. But track and field is not one of the top sports or top interests of people. But when I came to Mexico and I saw that shift, where I see like people, school going kids, and very young people, old aged people, everyone is out there running, everyone is out there on the tracks and fields. So that just made me think about it, like this is something that I would have done from very early stages of my journey, where I started running. And so I started running back in 2016, where I first ran a 10 kilometer, whatever you call it, a marathon, whatever, 10K run. And I felt pathetic about it because my body was not very uh, prepared for
Prepare.
that 10K run. And then I thought that I need to give it some effort, give some more training to it, get in a better shape, and then attempt like longer runs and something like that. So I mean, I'm just so happy looking at young kids doing every kind of stuff that adults are doing here, with respect to track and field. So eh, I just love it around. So another thing I want to ask you, Maria, is so is there any other sport that you're interested in apart from track and field?
Um, I mean, before I went with my dad to the park 2000, and we asked for the coach if I can train. I was between basketball and volleyball, but I think I prefer the sport where it depends only on you. Because
Yeah.
I really like playing in a team. For example, when we sometimes play basketball and football, volley, whatever sport we play in a team, I really enjoy it. But I really like the all the process in the track and field training, because it's you and only you. All obviously with the help of uh, with the team, with your coach, but it's really a work, a personal work, and that's what I
Yeah.
really like of the track and field, because you have to extend your limits, and like, I don't know, it's a really personal work. That's what I really like of the track and field. So I I like I really like all sports, but I think track and field it's what I really. No, wait, forget it. I really like climbing.
She finally
But
got
it's
one
also a
answer.
personal. Yeah, I really like climbing. I actually, my boyfriend is the one who showed me this big world of climbing, and it's a really beautiful sport also. And the funny part is like, even that it's a personal sport. Well, it depends. If you do, for example, boulder, it's a personal work, but you also have the support of all the other people that they are, for
Yeah.
example, spotting you. For if you, in case you fall down, they are with you. And if you do, for example, the other with the ropes, I forgot the name. You need to have a partner for that. But it's like, I don't know, it's really beautiful, the climbing. I think if I would do another sport, it would be climbing. Yeah.
So climbing, as in you say wall climbing or rock climbing in a way,
Yeah,
right?
what?
And
Hmm.
rock climbing.
Rock climbing.
Rock.
Okay. But Priya, just take a note, yeah? She's not a team player. She wants to be on her own. She
Yes,
doesn't want to
all
share her
along.
medals.
Yes.
We caught you, Maria. There's a controversy here.
I can. I just want to
Okay.
appreciate. I've been listening to Maria speaking passionately about how consistent she has been in her sport, and she also mentioned how she maintained her diet for this sport, and then waking up every morning, being on time. This takes efforts. This takes willpower. And kudos to your. I mean, this is the same question I asked to Mukul Bhaiya previously. Tuning in, pitching in, and again KG Bhaiya smoothly. So, guys, please do listen to that podcast as well. So, at that time, I asked the same question to Mukul Bhaiya, that how was he consistent all this while? What keeps him motivated to? Because every day you juggle with different problems, minute things, which can interfere with your mental peace, where you feel like, no, I cannot make it this morning. So, but I think in Maria's case, it's just the love, the passion for the sport, which keeps her up all the time. So I
I
just want to
think
appreciate
yeah, let's hear it from the master herself.
that.
So
Yeah.
Maria, how do you take care of your like mental state? I mean, being an athlete, I also know at times you don't have a good day with your body. Sometimes you just want to give up early. Sometimes you just don't want to train. Sometimes you train, but you are slow at what you're doing. Sometimes you lose a competition. How do you keep up with all of these things mentally?
Okay, so in all these 6 years that I've been training, there I have been up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
So the thing that I think, the thing that I think that keeps me going is that, one, first of all, that I enjoy training. I enjoy running. I enjoy jumping. I enjoy throwing javelin. I enjoy all that stuff. But I also love overcoming my limits. I mean, if before I started training heptathlon, I was only running for 100 meters, and when I said to myself, okay, I want to do heptathlon. I mean, I had to do 6 more events where I didn't know anything at all about them.
Yeah.
So it's like a continued motivation to be, first of all, physically better and mentally better, and also to, I mean, overcoming all my limits and becoming a better person through it. I think it's also very common, because each time I I overcome one thing that yesterday I couldn't do, it's like, okay, I can do it. I can do it more. I can do it better. And what, I don't know. It's like always looking for that things that sometimes your mind says like, no, you can't. But no, actually, you can. So
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that's the
yeah.
thing that keeps me motivating. That yeah, like live through, or no, overcome the things. And also I to have like goals. For
Yeah.
example, this season I really have the goal to get that to get that national medal, and I did it. So also
Wow.
the goals are very important, so important. Yep.
Of course, of course. So, I mean, I'm just so flattered because Priya, heptathlon has 7 sports, as Maria explained
Hmm.
already. And being good at one is one thing. Being good at 7 of them
7.
is
Yeah.
something. It takes something to be good at all of those things.
Correct.
I mean, I'm so flattered. I mean, fan moment here, Maria.
Yes. Also, Maria, this isn't the first time. I just missed this to tell you that KG Bhaiya has mentioned so many times that Priya has made a friend named Maria. She's so much into training. I've seen her like the way she works out. It's just thrilling. It's just intriguing how much she's dedicated to each and every sport. And we feel like a small molecule in this whole universe. We are just a small molecule. We are here to learn. And you just said, KGB
Oh,
is just beautifully, she said that it's important to keep a goal.
Yeah.
And I can only hear one sentence behind this, that she is her own competition first, and then to like the world and to gain some medal with respect to competitions. That's another level of passing the barriers. That's another level. But to set goals for yourself is an initial step, and is like true sportsmanship, which keeps
And
them going and racing.
yeah, this I mean, if we look at
yeah, of
this point
course.
of view, that it makes total sense that if you are in a team sport, you want the entire team to be good at
Team
it
to
to get a
yes.
medal. But here you are just one person. You have to work on
Mm,
yourself, your body, your training, and the medal is home. I mean,
Exactly. And
that's
also
that
in
was
all the
smart.
process, obviously you will have frustration. You may get injured because of the force, and sometimes some exercises are really uh, tough.
mm,
But that's when that's when the mind enters, and where you, if you really want to go for that goal, it's when your mind enters and say, okay, it's okay, you right now you may be a little bit tired, you maybe have an injured hand or some or whatever, but you're gonna get out from this and you're gonna go for your goal. So it's a really track and field also. I mean, all the sports are like 70% mental, and the other part is physical,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
really the mind, it's really powerful. It's really
totally.
powerful.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Hey, I quickly want to touch upon as your dad is also a friend, and we have trained together for quite some time. We have went to run a couple of marathons together and few long distances. How at that age
Yay.
that man is nailing it on the fields? I'm telling you from my experience of running alongside him, he doesn't get tired. Even at the end of the 13th kilometer, of the 14th or the 15th kilometer, he's like, let's do one more. I mean, just I think there's something in your family that
Yes.
that's coming.
Provide some information about your gene pool, Maria. How is your family so fit and fine and like still participating in marathons? Much
Yeah,
appreciated.
I mean, always through this fitness journey and this some kind of a sport, track and field. So tell me something about your dad. I mean, how he at that age, he might be around somewhere 50 plus, right? And he's still doing it so perfectly. I mean, I just cannot. You have to see it, guys. So Maria, over to you. Tell us something about your dad and his training and how he has come to this all together.
Uh, okay, so my dad actually, it's really beautiful to see the progress of my dad because running actually it's a really goal for him because before running he was a smoker person. He smoked really much,
Okay.
so running was like a way to get out of that addiction. And when he started running, me and my sister also runs. And actually, my sister, they are not married, but it's okay. Let's say that it's the wife of my coach, Uriel
Yeah.
Fabian. So, um, me and my sister really tried to take my dad out, and when we went running, the three of us, it was like a magical moment because we were all sharing the things that we like, and it was like a really beautiful moment. I don't know how to describe it, but
I can totally
the fact
sense that.
is, okay, but okay, that's great. So the fact is that my dad really felt like those moments, and that take him to start running and also to competing. And actually, he doesn't compete in the careers like for get a place. He also competes to overcome to get him to another limit, to always get better in time, to always feel better, to 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 be better in what he likes. He's not like, oh, I didn't get the first place.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not in the first 10 people of the marathon. He's like, oh my God, I run my 10 kilometers down the 5 minutes per kilometer. And that's also really inspiring because it's like you don't have, as you said before, you don't have to compete to the others with the others. You have
Correct.
to compete with yourself. That's the most important thing. If you want to overcome yourself, you have to compete with yourself. And that's a really inspiring thing that my father also um, shows me and teach me, because sometimes we are like very uh, also always thinking like, oh my God, what would other people think about me if I don't win this? Would other people think if I don't get this? So no, that's not that's not the way to do it. You have to do it for yourself, and becoming better for yourself, and getting to your limits for yourself. And that's
Exactly.
something that I really love from my dad, because it's something also my mom and dad teach me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree. And what a lovely story, And like, I would like to second what you said. Um, it's not about finishing in the first 10 or first 20 of a marathon. It's about finishing that race. If you are at the starting, this is what I learned when I started running marathons. If you are at the starting line, you are already a winner. It's just a
Wow.
matter of time
Yeah.
that you finish that race and come back home, grab your goodies, drink something, go back home, have a banana. It's the most
That's the best part,
beautiful
basically.
feeling. It's the most beautiful feeling when you cross that finish line, no matter
Yes.
what's your rank in that marathon is. The moment you cross the finish line, it's like your meditation has just finished and now your head is in a very, very great space. And it's never about your
Yeah, I
running
agree.
against someone. You're running a race. It's not a race. It's just
Mm.
that you went out for a workout on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, and you just had a good time. And now it's time for a good breakfast once you're done with that marathon. So totally agree. I mean, people. I always encourage people to do long distance running going forward, because once you grow old and old, you reach your 40s and 50s, you won't be, maybe you won't be able to lift that much of weight in the gym. Maybe you won't, maybe you get some kind of problems in your heart, something here, you may not be able to maintain a diet or something. But if you just go for a walk or slowly do a jogging, it's gonna help your heart, like we say, it's a cardio. It helps your cardiac muscles, it helps your heart to be in a better
Yeah.
place, and I just love it. I mean, yeah, that's my personal choice, guys. So Maria, before we wrap up, we had an excellent talk with you, but before we wrap up, uh, would you like to give a piece of advice to people like Priya, who just do breathing as an exercise, how they should start and go forward?
Okay, so even if it's not a running sport, I think that if you really wanna develop on any sport, you really have to enjoy it, and not focus on the, as we said it before, on getting best than other people, but getting best for you. And that's why you have to enjoy it, because everything it's a process. And if you are about to start running tomorrow, obviously you have to do it step by step. So you can't rush things. You have to live the process, because, for example, I told you, for this national medal I have to train for 6 years.
Yeah.
So if you really want to get something, you really have to live the process, enjoy the process, of course, and mm, uh, I don't know, I go for your limits.
I
Yeah.
get it, Maria. It's just about enjoying the process more than taking it as a like heavy thing in your head that oh my god, I've paid for this training, I have to go for it. No, you should. We will eventually start enjoying the sport which we'll choose.
Exactly.
I'm sure about that. Yes.
And
Thank you.
this reminds me of the great Usain Bolt. He has hardly ran like 15 minutes on the track, but he has trained years and decades for that, for those 15 minutes that he
Exactly.
had to perform on the track. Like, what's his race? It's a 10-second race. It's a 18-second or 20-second race. That's what he is doing from years, and he's like beating every person in the world. Is I mean, this is what teaches us the process. You know, um, it's always the process. The great MS Dhoni also said it once. So Maria, just to set up the context, MS Dhoni is the greatest captain of Indian cricket team. So he also said that I don't believe in the achieving the results. I believe in trusting the process. So if the process is right,
Exactly.
maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe the day after you'll get the results, but you'll get it. But you have to get the process right. And with this wise
Exactly.
words of the great podcaster, KG, Priya, would you like to say bye now? Maria, thank you so much for coming. And
Thank you so much, Maria, for
No,
your.
thank you all.
It was lovely talking to you, and insights of uh, what a person who's already is there out there winning like competitions, and we are just a small tiny. I mean, as Bhaiya quoted, breathing is my exercise, so I'm gonna change it. It's like Bhaiya is smoothly insinuating something. Okay, Bhaiya.
yeah, I mean, it's not just that. It should be a way of life, because after COVID, we have seen how good
Correct.
immunity and good things, good physique would be able to cope up with a lot of things around you. I mean, so I mean, yeah. Great, man. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Maria, for coming in and chatting with us. This has been so inspiring for, I guess, a lot of listeners as well who
No,
would be
thank
listening
you
it.
so much.
And
Thank you so much, Katie and Priya, for
do do
inviting me.
do come
It
back
was
whenever you want. I mean, it's an
Yes,
open platform. You can come have a chat, laugh, and yeah, that's what this podcast is about. So yeah.
of course, yeah, I would love it.
All right, everyone. Thank you. See you in the next episode. Bye, Maria. Bye, Priya.
thank you
Bye,
guys.
Katie.
Bye.
Bye, Priya.
Bye,
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 Maria. Bye.
guys.
Hey there, thanks for listening to the podcast. Just in case you liked the episode, do leave us a rating and follow us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to. It will be of great help if you share the podcast with your friends and tell them what podcast you're consuming. And you can also send us your questions, suggestions, feedbacks, and AMAs at pleasesaythatagainmate@gmail.com, or you can DM us on our Instagram. Our handles are there in the description of the show. And with that, I'll take your leave and see you again next week.